Alright guys, you'll be happy to know that I at least found the issue when it comes to my my fuel pressure problem. So today I came in, I started by pulling each and every one of the relays in this fuse panel and testing for a constant 12 volt source. Every one of them had a constant 12 volt source except for that relay right there. I couldn't find a 12 volt source. You can see the 12 volt source is supposed to be where that wire is sticking in right now. So my thought was that there's a break somewhere in the actual fuse box itself which connects that connector to the 12 volt source from the battery, which goes in at the bottom of the fuse box. So what I did was I used a little jumper wire, as you can see right here. I put the 12 volts to where the 12 volt source is supposed to be, popped the relay in like so, and connected the other end, wherever it is, to a spot that I know had 12 volts, which was the fused end of that fuse right there. And then I started the car up. Let the car run. Car ran great. It was cold, so normally it autos for 5 minutes. When it's cold in it, the fuel pressure falls off and it dies. But it ran for a good 10 minutes. Came right up to operating temperature, no problems. So I pulled the jumper out, and the car died 5 seconds later. So that's the issue. Now, I haven't really had a chance to look at a wiring diagram to see if there's any other 12 volt inputs to this fuse panel. So if there is, and it's to that one, then I've got a break somewhere else in the car. But my thoughts are that there's a simple connection issue between the distribution block in the fuse panel to that connector that I had to jump with 12 volts. So that's the issue as it stands right now. Just a quick explanation of how I think the fuel system in this car works. There's actually two relays that deal with the fuel system. You have the circuit relay right here, and you have fuel pump number 2, which are both listed at underneath the cap of the fuse box. So I can't confirm any of this, but this is just my thoughts because of the issues I've been having. This relay right here, fuel pump number 2, that relay energizes to prime the pump. So when you put the key in the ignition, it'll build fuel pressure. And once the car's up to operating temperature, or if it's at operating temperature after a few seconds, it switches over to this relay. And this relay operates the pump under normal operating conditions. So startup, normal operation. I can't really confirm any of that. That's just from the kind of tracking down I've been doing and the issue that I had. That's kind of what I've deduced. But the fact of the matter is, I know where the problem is. It's fixable, and I know there's going to be one other member of the board that's pretty happy that he can at least start troubleshooting his car and have an avenue to go down, because he's having the same issue. So if you have any questions, post them up later.